Coming to you, pre-recorded in multiple locations. There's no such thing as flavorless. Everything that is just tastes like spit. And I think that's hella rad. We're your hosts, Andrew and Nathan. Nathan, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself, sir?
Not too bad. Just about to crack open a beer. What are you drinking tonight?
Just Rolling Rock. Simple. Extra pale.
Just like you?
Yeah. Not as pale as I'd like to be. I was out in the sun a little more than I prefer. That reminds me, actually, one time I went back home and like a family friend told me, they're like, oh, you should get more sun. I'm like, first off, that's a weird thing to tell somebody that you haven't seen in a few years. And secondly,
should have got real aggressive with him, like, you should go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So first off, thanks for that. And secondly, like, oh, so you're saying I should get skin cancer, basically? Like, the more exposure to sun is the higher likelihood of getting skin cancer. Is really the only benefit of it is to contract skin cancer.
You want me to die, you jerk?
But yeah, anyways, what are you drinking?
Just Sierra Nevada Ultra Base. It's their Goes. It's pretty good. I'm a Goes guy. What can I say?
I don't like the words that just came out of your mouth right now.
Should slap the shit out of you, boy.
It sounded like another language, and I didn't appreciate that.
Sound like a bunch of crap coming out your mouth. You got any non-sponsors you want to not thank that will never be on the show?
Yeah. Just a quick reminder, Gatorade. But the main one I wanted to talk about was Trivago, because of the Trivago guy. And as long as he's affiliated with them, I say no to their sponsorship. No on Trivago, as long as they have the Trivago guy.
But, I mean, he just looks like somebody's dad. He doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, but, I mean, how much have you seen those commercials? Like, don't they, like, there's something wrong with the guy. That's all I'm saying. It's unsettling to watch him talk about Trivago.
He's not just somebody's dad. He's like recently divorced dad that's getting back on the dating scene. So he's like wearing nice clothes again.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe something else is going on with him, like something a little darker, a little more hidden that I'm not super comfortable with. I have a sense about these things. So
he's probably into autoerotic asphyxiation. That's what all the creeps are into.
Well, it's something, and it very may very well be that.
You should stalk him and report back to us.
Yeah, I really want to dedicate all my time to the Trivago guy moving forward.
Well, I'll just turn this podcast into you're missing and trying to find out what happened to you. It just turns into like a murder mystery.
I actually do like the idea. Murder mystery shows in general. They fascinate me. I've always wanted to throw one. I tried to convince my old band to allow us to do a murder mystery show, but that's a hard sell.
I wanted to not thank laxatives. We'll never be sponsored by a laxative because I never want to be associated with a laxative commercial. I always feel bad for those actors that have to be like, I have raging diarrhea, then fucking Turbolax helped me, or no, constipation. What am I saying? I'm all mixed up. But yeah, I never want to be talking about my constipation on television.
So all laxative companies out the door. What if they had a tasteful ad campaign and they came to us and like, we don't even talk about constipation. We just say it's a laxative and you can choose to use it.
I want to see a laxative ad campaign towards like a younger generation. So like a guy walks up.
It's cool to shit.
Yeah, this guy walks up to his friend and he's like, "What's cracking, dog?" And he's like, "Not crapping, dog."
Well, yeah. Sorry, I took took a second to process that. I was like, oh, wait a second.
I was thinking about that joke for hours, and you managed to lead me into it. It was great. We just ruined it with the lack of rim shot there.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when we don't prepare anything.
moving on. So both of us were recently in Vegas. That was my second time ever in Las Vegas. How many times have you been there?
Probably like 5 or 6 total.
Damn, boy. Fucking veteran.
Yeah, it's not by choice for like half of them, but
What were they? Like,
there's a couple were family trips, and then most recently, as you know, is a work trip, and then the other half were for pleasure. I'd say about 3 trips. Yeah, probably 6.
yeah, I was expecting to see you like every night, and then it's just like one night when I'm already fucking wasted. We're chilling in the hotel room. It's a good time though.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going to multiple clubs, considering I'd only been to 2 prior and doubled up my stats on that on going into clubs. Yeah, I've been tracing it, and I'm way over the quota for my whole life. So
On the plus side, if anyone was looking for you, you could just say you can find me in the club.
I did have a bottle full of bub.
Yeah.
No,
What's
no,
the
I
rest of
didn't.
the lyrics?
What?
What's the rest of the lyrics?
Uh, you really want to put me on the spot for 50 Cent in the
I don't
club?
know either. That's why I'm asking. I'm generally curious here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, this is
Yeah.
this is thrilling discourse here about 50 Cent's old.
Oh.
Yeah, I did see recently. It looks like he's really pushing hard to be an actor still, and it's like produced by 50 Cent and starring 50 Cent. I'm like, the only way they'll let him star in the shit if he like bankrolls half of it.
He gave up on using his real name Curtis Jackson as an actor because like he's even less recognizable with that.
Yeah, you gotta make it work with 50 Cent.
Did you see he sold one of his albums and accepted Bitcoin and then but forgot about his Bitcoin wallet? And so he remembered it when like the price was super high. And yeah, boy. And he remembered it when the price was super high and mentioned it on like Twitter or something. And then somebody's like, you got to pay taxes on all that shit. And he's like, never mind. I don't have any Bitcoin.
Nice backtrack on Twitter, 50 Cent.
Yeah. Nobody remembers that or screenshotted it or talked about it afterwards, like just now.
Yeah, but he has a great fallback. Is like, Yana, who takes anything I say seriously?
It's true.
Like, you have a good point, Curtis Jackson.
But yeah, I'd only been to Vegas twice, and the first time I went was not great, and then this time I was like over it after about a day. I realized I didn't like that place when we were by the pool, and I went to buy a large Bloody Mary, and not a pitcher, just a large cup of it, and it was like $34. But they don't tell you that till after they give it to you, and there's the bill. So
We're like at the cabana or some shit.
yeah, well, there's like the poolside bar, so that was probably the big mistake. Mistakes were made, Nathan. Money was lost,
Understood. Yeah.
but a good time was had.
Usually, well, yeah, everywhere you go, there is just a way to lose money. It's kind of the
Yeah,
rule
right.
of the city.
I realized like when we got there and I put some money in the slot machine and lost like $20 in like a minute. I was like, oh, so this is why they give people free stuff, because everybody loses all their money real fucking fast.
Yeah, free is a interesting choice of words or interesting way to describe the experience of getting things in Vegas.
My favorite part was playing a Dumb and Dumber slot machine just because I laughed at all the sound effects and video clips they would play when you win.
Yeah, that at least it's something you can kind of relate to. My favorite one personally that I saw walking through one of the casinos was it was Ellen themed slot machine. I don't know why in God's name Ellen they thought would be a good idea to put on a slot machine, but there it was in all its glory, and nobody was playing it, of course.
My mom gets on like the weirdest one. She's like, Oh, I'm hot on the voice slot machines right now. I'm doing real good on that.
I hit five
It's like,
Barbaras.
yeah. And then before that, she was like, "Oh, I really like the fucking Sex and the City slot machines." And I'm like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" But she has won a shitload of money on slot machines, so who am I to judge?
Some people have the magic touch.
They got all the magic. I do feel it's not as fun when you don't pull the lever anymore. It's all like buttons.
I agree.
So it's like they're just trying to make this go faster, so you lose even more money.
My coworker actually told me a story about her slot machine experience at the airport before coming back. And I guess this specific machine is like ingenious. It has this orb that fills its level the faster you play the slot machine. But if you slow down, it starts going down. So there's like, you're doing the bets, right? And you're just like losing and losing and losing. But if you stop playing, then the orb bonus starts going down. I'm like, wow, this sounds like such a fucking trap.
Yeah, I'm like, what does it fill up? Like, what's the?
Yeah, it fills up at like for random amounts every time you play the machine, apparently. And once it
Yeah.
fills up, it's supposed to do something spectacular. But she dropped about $100 within the course of 2 minutes trying to get it to fill
Oh
up. So
no.
she said she didn't totally understand the rules of the machine. So
Yeah, you have to know going into it, or else all your money will disappear like instantly.
yeah, slots I feel are the worst way to lose your money.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize like they all have that jackpot like shit on the top where it's like you could win like $30,000 or 6,000 or whatever, but you can only win that if you play the max bet on the machine.
Yeah. Yeah, max bet, like even though the nickel machine's like $5, you're like, holy shit. How many lines do you have on this?
You're like, why am I'm playing on a nickel machine? Why am I losing fucking $5 every pull?
Yeah, I didn't get to play any craps, unfortunately, on this last trip. That's my favorite game, and so I was a little saddened by that. But
I had a plan going in that I was just gonna play video poker and siphon free drinks, but they they were on to me before I even started because the machines now are set up to where you can't you can't get a free drink unless you put in $20 and you're making dollar bets. And if you're like, and it's like, uh, if you go under $20, then like, or there's a light on the back of them like that the bartenders can see, or like the waitresses and stuff. So
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I was like pissed. I was like, well, there goes all the free drinks I was gonna get. What am I gonna do now? Some bullshit.
Yeah, that's when you got to get to the table. Oh, well. But yeah, long story short on Vegas, it sucks.
Shit's weak. So I had an interesting experience with road rage the other day.
Yeah, it's always something that comes up. At least I've seen some examples of it. What happened the other day here?
So I didn't get upset in any way, but I was pulled up to a light and I was in the turning lane, but it was an uncontrolled left turn, so it's like yield on green. So I kind of pull out into the intersection because it's green for me now, and there's people coming, and so I'm like, I'm not gonna turn until after they pass. And the guy behind me like honks at me, all pissed off, and I'm not gonna fucking go still. So after the cars pass, I go make the turn, and then it's the street we're on now is 2 lanes. So he's behind me, and then pulls into the other lane, but like the light in front of us is like we're not even at the light and it's already yellow. So by the time I stop at the light, it's red, and because he's too much of a bitch to pull up next to me after the light's red, he just fucking blasts through the red light. I was like, damn, what a move right there. You're willing to get sideswiped because you're too much of a bitch to pull up next to the person you honked at because you were pissed off over shit you didn't understand.
You think maybe he just was really in a hurry and he was like, yeah, I really gotta go.
I maybe, yeah. I mean, that probably makes the most sense, but maybe he had to shit.
So I thought you were gonna tell me like he got out of his car and he was like trying to pull your door off.
Well, I beat the shit out of him and threw him in a ditch. But if I didn't want to incriminate myself, but who cares now, right?
Yeah, he's never gonna listen to this.
Nor will the cops when they investigate me for his disappearance.
Well, I mean, you know where he is, right? He's not necessarily disappeared.
I gotta go check and make sure he's still there. Yep, still dead.
My dad one time told me a story about when he kind of realized that he had an issue with road rage. Is he actually was a guy that got out of his car and somebody honking at him. He was like so pissed off. He got out of it. I wasn't with him, but he was telling me he got out of his car and he like started walking over and like yelling at the guy, and then he just like had the moment of realization, like what am I doing? Like he's like, I'm taking it way too far. But I think he shared that to me just as like a kind of like a lesson. I was just like, damn, did you really get out of the car? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, I feel like it escalates quickly. I remember when I first started driving, and I would like somebody would do something stupid, and I would just start like yelling at them in the car in like a joking manner, like "Look at this fucking idiot," or "Da da da da, this guy's the biggest dipshit ever." But then it quickly turns into you being like actually upset. So I was like, I gotta just not say anything because I'm gonna just develop like real road rage after like just a couple months of this.
I find myself I get angrier when other people are in the car with me. And like when I'm driving by myself, I don't know, I'm like dead silent just listening to something, but when people are there, I don't know if I feel like the need to comment on the dumb things I see, but then I start doing the thing you're saying, I start working myself into a rage.
Yeah.
The more I start talking about all this stuff.
I hate having other people in my car when I drive because it's like I'm already distracted because they want to fucking have a conversation with you while you're driving, and then they're criticizing me about like not being a good driver for whatever reason, and I'm just like, it's your fucking fault. Just shut up and let me drive instead of insisting that I talk to you the whole time.
Well, see, if you were a good driver, you wouldn't get that annoying feedback.
Yeah. You fucking cocksucker.
But yeah, if you're giving him a ride, my policy is like, if you're getting a ride from me, you listen to what I'm listening to, and it goes by my rules. That's kind of old fashioned of me, but you know, it's how I am. I don't listen to fucking kid songs in my car.
You tell him, if you want to take a ride with me, smoke a eighth in the back of the Benzie. I don't know. I should stop trying to.
That's not 50
quote
Cent
rap
though,
lyrics.
is it? It's Nelly.
No, it's not.
Another guy from the same era though, I think.
Straight out of Hotlanta.
Yeah, let's keep quoting rap tunes from the early 2000s.
ATL, baby.
Yeah, we rep ATL very hard.
You remember what his crew was called?
No.
The Saint Lunatics.
That's pretty good. Gotta give it up to him.
Yeah, so he was from St. Louis, not Atlanta. Good job, me. More wrong information. Anybody that's listened to anything I've said in the course of this podcast is now dumber than before it started.
Yeah, we're just working out, some of we've been, took a little break. Don't worry, everybody.
I'm not up on my rap research today.
Well, and I got to be honest, I was going to share it at the top of the show, but, for the amount of, or the few views or listens we actually get, I'm going to scale back. I'm not going to bring my A game every time anymore. I'm going to take it back to the C, and event we'll get back up to A when you guys deserve it. But
yeah, when you get some real listening.
If you're listening to it now, thanks, but it's the best is yet to come. So keep listening for sure.
It's like you're eating 7-layer dip and you're only at the cheese and sour cream right now. It's not that great.
Yeah, you want the guac.
Yeah, you want surprisingly, the refried beans I didn't think I would like, or the bean dip I wouldn't think that would be the best part, but it's pretty good.
You gotta have a base.
Yeah, you gotta have a base. So to move on to things that aren't based in facts or reality, so it won't matter. Let's revisit things we wish existed. We've got just so many topics on this that I mean, I feel like this is gonna be a long-term segment for us.
Yeah, I agree.
The one I wanted to bring up today was mechanical gills, and because I had actually seen this on a website previously called dudeIwantThat.com, but I found out later that it was like the page was for like their crowdfunding campaign, and it was basically a hoax. But the idea stuck with me that it would be really cool if you could just breathe underwater for infinity.
Well, I mean, you don't have to recharge it, or I mean, come on, let's be real. You got to charge it up, right?
Shit's got to take batteries, right?
The idea is cool, I guess, for some people. Like, I am a little more standoffish about the ocean myself, so yeah, it sounds like it would be technologically impressive, and I'd be like, hey, look at those people that like swimming, and they're in the ocean the whole time. That's pretty swell for them, but yeah, I'll stay up here.
Yeah, like I'd only really feel comfortable like using it in a pool, but there's the oxygen is gone in pool water, so it doesn't really work. So it's like you use a lake, well, you're not gonna be able to see shit because it's like really murky unless you're in like, I don't know, some really pristine like mountain lake where nobody lives. And yeah, fuck the ocean because sharks. I'm really more worried about getting raped by a dolphin, but I mean, I was gonna keep that to myself.
You really should have, by the way.
Yeah, like I know more about you than I ever needed to.
Yeah, just don't ever say that again.
Hey, you're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big.
All right.
Life is unfair.
How many more dated references can we fit into this podcast?
I'm on a roll today. This goes has got me going.
I think one interesting development that could come from mechanical gills is like endurance swimming racing, like that, like cross country, but for swimming. I wouldn't watch it, but that might be a new Olympic sport.
Well, think about it as a spectator, like what that's like. They're just underwater the whole time. It's like silent. Everybody's like, okay, they started.
Could be any worse than watching cross country.
No, you know what would be the best is like if they did that, but in a lake or the ocean, and you can't see them at all. So they're just like, all right, the race has started. Everybody just dives into the water. It's like they realize like you can't cover it as a sporting event, so they just show people going into the water and people leaving at the end. And occasionally they'll just like show the clips of like people just floating to the surface because they got exhausted or whatever. Like their body just pops up like randomly somewhere along the course.
What you described sounds a lot like how they cover golf on TV currently. So I think it could work. Yeah. There's an audience for it, I'm sure.
I haven't watched golf ever, but I'd imagine they had to start using like drones to get more shots, and it would be a little more interesting, right?
Yeah, it's basic. You have to follow that kind of template for the endurance swimming, where you have like quote unquote tee off times, or like times that certain swimmers are gonna go into the track, and it's so boring. God, I hate watching golf. It came on. That I went to get my brakes done, and it was on the TV there, and I was sitting there for hours, and it was just golf. I'm like, ugh, god damn.
Well, you're like, well, if I have to.
My phone didn't have enough batteries, so yeah, there's that.
You didn't like just go stay on your phone until you got down to like 20%, and then you're like, all right, I gotta reserve this last 20%.
Yeah, exactly, just in case.
Fucking watch this golf bullshit. That reminds me of like being a kid, like being sick, and like just sitting on the couch sick all day, and like my mom like comes home and turns on the news, and it's like I'm like 10, and I'm like, wow, the news is actually pretty interesting, and it's because I'm just like forced to sit there and watch it. And then the next like couple of days and I'm not sick, I'm just like, yeah, I'm never watching that shit again.
Yeah, it's only when you're forced to watch it that it maintains any kind of your attention.
Yeah, level of interest.
So that would be, I think, the level of interest for mechanical gills in general is pretty niche market, and technically would be impressive, yes, but
Would you take mechanical gills over real gills?
yeah. Yeah, I think it's less weird, and I imagine there's a surgery involved for real gills, and something I don't really want in the first place. I'd be like, no, please don't.
I don't want this shit. All right. On that note, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Yaboo.
Bean and snow cheese. My name's Tim. I recently took a trip to Tijuana, Mexico. The food was delicious. I liked it so much I decided to open my own restaurant. I call it Tim's Tacos. I'm cooking up everything from tacos to nachos, and I'll put jalapenos on anything for you. I got my chili Reno recipe straight from the stores, Reno, Nevada. We believe in serving the freshest foods, so we only serve fried beans instead of refried beans. Our sauce is homemade by my friend Sal at his home. We got quesadillas made with flour tortillas from the florist across the street. We don't have tamales, but we do have waiters named Tom and Ali. They're real swell guys. If you want to taste south of the border, board a trolley and come and see us across the tracks from the Steamtown Mall.
The following song is brought to you by FivewayFleshlight.com.
It's the 5-way fleshlight with red light savings on our website, 5wayfleshlight.com. You can get it on with you and 4 other dudes. Just remember before checkout to use coupon code HELLARAD, or you'll be really mad. Think about the savings that you could have had if you had used the coupon code HELLARAD. So use the coupon code HELLARAD.
FivewayFleshlight.com. 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 5-Way Fleshlight.
And don't forget, it's 4 other dudes when you splooge, so you better get the Hydrojet adapter tube, which is on sale when you buy quantity 2. Just make sure to enter hella rad when you do. And that's the way to get the savings that you see. Overnight delivery is an option if you need, but it ain't for free. It's an extra fee, but we ship discreetly so you don't have to worry, and it's easy assembly. Due to its modular design, you can customize your 5-way fleshlight any way that you like, so you better get on our website and order it tonight.
5wayfleshlight.com. 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 5-Way Fleshlight.
If you ever plan to use it alone, you should get the official solo pedestal adapter kit. And we got lots of sizes for the perfect fit, but it's only on sale for just a little bit. And we got the official cleaner lubricant gel, and it cleans really well, and it has a nice smell. And we recommend you buy it in bulk to get the best savings. It ain't no joke, so just do it. Get on 5wayfleshlight.com.
5wayfleshlight.com.
Yaboo. And we're back from that exciting commercial break. Nathan, how was your break?
Oh, it was refreshing.
Did you have a Kit Kat bar?
No. Don't just. I
what
know
are you
what
gonna break me off a piece of?
Not.
No. Speaking of Kit Kat bars, I've read an interesting piece of information that is not verifiable in any way. But apparently, all the rejected Kit Kat pieces, they grind up and mix them back into the wafers. So Kit Kats are essentially made of old Kit Kats, which raises the question: what was the first Kit Kat made out of?
That doesn't raise that question, Andrew. Come on. They just made a Kit Kat bar, and we know what they're made out of. Come on. This ain't no existential crisis.
Fine. I was trying to get deep on Kit Kats.
They tried to get deep on themselves, right? Didn't they have the left and right? Wait, that's Twix.
That was Twix, you stupid fucking idiot. How dare you mix those up?
Damn it. Everybody's going to hear me messing this up. Damn it.
Dumbass. Anyways, what were we gonna talk about before we went on into left field on Kit Kat bars, not Twix?
Well, I think one thing I wanted to bring up, it's just in recent events that made me laugh, is the new conspiracy theory about the the movie Gotti and its Rotten Tomato audience reviews. Do you see anything about that?
I heard a little bit, like there was like a really low, because does Rotten Tomato have like critic score versus and like audience score?
Right.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, and like the critic score was like 0,
Yeah.
but the audience score was higher than 0. That's about as much as I read into it.
Yeah, they were making it like a part of their marketing campaign was, oh, go see it for yourself. The audience has it at like a 78 or 75 or something like that, and they were trying to say, they were. It felt like the marketing campaign was itself positing a conspiracy theory about the critical reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and then people started saying there's something fishy about the actual user reviews that they're referring to in the marketing campaign. But Rotten Tomatoes, I can't believe that there's actually articles about this, but
They'll write now articles about anything these days.
yeah, apparently Rotten Tomatoes is said that they haven't noticed that there's anything weird about the user accounts that were used to review the movie Gotti.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what if it's just a bunch of Indian like fake accounts that they're just spamming?
Yeah, it could be. And for me, they're using the logic like these bigger movies came out the same weekend and had less reviews, which I kind of get. But to me, it almost feels like it could have been like one of those underground internet things where like a group of people are like, it'd be hella funny if we all went and reviewed Gotti and gave it good reviews. I don't know. I felt like maybe that could happen, but it's probably much more likely that it was when they were testing the movie, like, oh, fuck. This is a really bad movie. We got it. And like some hot shot marketing exec or something was like, I've been saving this idea for a long time. I think Gotti's the great one to do this on. I can almost guarantee by the screenings that we're getting a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So let's manipulate that into marketing strategy.
Yeah, they gave up on immediately gave up on the traditional marketing to like put all the money into Rotten Tomato, fucking with Rotten Tomatoes. We're gonna make this work somehow.
It feels like it definitely could have been, and probably more likely than it seems to be what people are kind of believing as well.
You know what trips me out about John Travolta is like you see him at like red carpet events and he wears all these like extremely like fake hair pieces and like a ton of makeup to where it's like almost disturbing because like in real life I thought he was like completely bald, but he's just kind of like he's just thin, like really thin in the front. So I was just like, why try to like fool people? Like everybody knows, like there's pictures of you with fucking no hair. Like you didn't just magically get this full head of hair overnight. Like what are you doing?
I don't know. To me, it makes me think he is the perfect choice for Gotti. That kind of guy. It's the perfect casting decision. Although it seems like it's. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. Are you gonna watch this movie?
Never.
Yeah. So the marketing campaign didn't work on us, but
I wonder when they secured John Travolta for the lead if they were like, got him.
I hope so. That'd be like. I wonder. Almost makes me want to dig a little deeper into the production of this film and like really get to the bottom of it. Yeah,
they should do a making of the movie, just where people are making got him jokes.
I feel like it would the documentary about this movie would definitely be better than the movie. And there's a few other examples of that, and this would be one of those where it's like almost guaranteed that it would be better.
You know what documentary I'm looking forward to, but we won't get it for at least like 2 years, maybe 6 or
Whoa.
6.
2 to 6 years.
Yeah, you can take a wild guess at what I'm talking about.
Something about presidency, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, when they do a documentary on the last election, like that shit's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, where the fuck is Michael Moore at? He's supposed to be dropping the bombs.
Fucking just pounding cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory right now. Fat jokes.
Yeah, he He was all up in arms when it was fucking goddamn George Bush, like just little old weenie ass George Bush that can't even say things right, and now he's dead silent when Donald Trump's president.
Nuclear. I love that. There's a picture of George Bush when he's reading to those kids on September 11th, where they Photoshop the book upside down that he was reading to them.
I haven't seen that, but that's
yeah.
that's
It's
good.
like it's not tasteful, but I mean, it's somewhat distant from the actual horrible event, so I can still laugh at that aspect of it.
Yeah, there was a lot of not very tasteful memes about 9/11 at the time. I remember seeing a lot of those. And that would be a pretty tame example of it.
Yeah, that's true, right? Yeah, I think the most offensive, like, tasteless one I saw was they took the I Heart New York shirt and they did like and it was like I think it was like a plane crashing into, I can't remember exactly what it looked like, but they basically made like planes crashing into the New York symbol or something. It was like really fucked up. I'm like, really? Like who's gonna fucking buy that? Let alone like, or even, and if you did fucking buy it, who has the balls to fucking wear that around anywhere?
I think that's the point, right? It would only be somebody that is just like proving something to themselves, or
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty weird. But hey, that's what makes America beautiful, right?
Yeah, the freedom to be a fucking complete dick.
I feel like a little more judgment should be happening nowadays. Like, okay, I know, yeah, freedom and everything, but come on, let's at least judge people a little bit more. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you're free to be an idiot, but you are an idiot.
Well, I mean, we got that now with the fucking social media. Like, you fucking post a picture of you wearing that shit online, like, you're gonna get blasted so fucking hard.
You can't co-opt my culture of offensive T-shirts.
Yeah, being extremely offensive. That's cultural appropriation of white people's thing.
Yeah, it's a white comic thing. You guys wouldn't understand.
Gotti.
Yeah, so the Gotti saga apparently is continuing. I haven't seen any more recent updates about it. But I think everybody's on the same page. Like, this movie looks like trash, and there's no reason anybody would be giving it a good review online. So one other thing, speaking of culture and why America is so great, is Snapchat. Let's take a little look at some of the Snapchat story feeds just for fun.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah, I know that this is your favorite thing.
All these cultural references I don't understand.
This one this one is not even really about culture. It's just the headline is so stupid. Was a secret Egyptian tomb found in the Grand Canyon?
That's oh God, that makes my brain hurt. To quote Lewis Black, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever fucking heard.
Well, just hold on. I got more.
Secret Egyptian tomb in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that's precisely what it says.
Who do you have? Like, do we know who wrote that? Like, is there an author tied to that?
These things are just like, they just show you like little clips, and I like that it posits it as a question too. Like, hey, do you guys know? Can we check with you real quick? Was a secret Egyptian tomb found in the Grand Canyon? Was it maybe? No, it fucking wasn't. God, Jesus Christ.
It would have to be an no, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna state the obvious. Let's get even dumber. What else do you have to report?
This one is just again, it's something I can't truly understand. So maybe I'm just not I'm not understanding like the context of it. But the girl code feed says, "Keep your friends close and your frenemies far." What does that even mean? What's it? Isn't it keep your enemies closer? And what is a frenemy? And why would they be farther away? If it was a friend and an enemy, shouldn't they be even closer than anybody else?
It's like you took a logical saying that people should, I don't even know.
Yeah, it's just a weird way to try to like get
Uh.
somebody to read something. Like, okay, what? Yeah, no, this is a good one here. This is another non-cultural one. It's just a great headline. Woman falls victim to Philly's hot dog cannon.
Oh, once you get fucking, you just like hit her in the eyes or the mouth. Like I just imagine her like, woo, and then the fucking hot dog just shoots right down her throat, and she starts choking.
I just like that they have a hot dog cannon to begin with.
That can't be hygienic or edible.
I'm wondering how they're pulling that off. Really,
They're probably wrapped in foil before they launch them. It's probably just not a straight wiener shooting out of a tube.
straight wiener shot. Here's one that is kind of like.
Hold on, one more what if the wieners aren't cooked when they shoot them out, but they use like gunpowder, so they just burn? It just gets like burnt on one end.
It's charred on the one side. It's
like still cold in the middle, but it's fucking black on the outside of one end.
We really wanted the authentic canning experience for this hot dog cannon. It was designed with the Civil War in mind for some reason. We don't know why, but
What if it's like it's not even like a mobile, like they just cram like it's a fucking cannonball cannon. They just stuff a bunch of hot dogs in there. Not even in one piece.
they're just shoving whole packs and packs. Just blast a bunch of meat all over the place.
We ever do a live event, we're gonna have a fucking. This is gonna be our hot dog cannon.
Oh, you better believe that. Yeah, if we ever got to the point we're touring, hot dog cannon is the first thing on our list.
In the promos, it'll be like Gallagher, but better.
But better with a hot dog cannon.
No, it'll be like, we'll call it like Gallagher 3, but better. And they're like, I didn't know there was a Gallagher 3.
Or 2.
Yeah, there was a Gallagher 2.
Was his brother?
I don't know.
I thought, wasn't his brother like took up his act and started doing it?
I mean, not the worst idea.
Here, one more. I do want to close one out with a cultural story that I don't understand at all. This one is What the Fashion feed, and it says, is Bieber ruining Hailey Baldwin's style? I know who Justin Bieber is, but I don't know who Hailey Baldwin is.
I think that's Alec Baldwin's daughter, who he got caught. She recorded him when he fucking like screamed at her over something.
I mean, you're just trying to give her some discipline, and everybody blew it out of proportion. Like, how you can't talk to a child in an elevated tone?
You can't discipline your own children with words.
My favorite celebrity taping by their offspring was the David Hasselhoff eating that hamburger off the
That's immediately what I thought of. Before you even said it, I was like, favorite celebrity candid moment, fucking David Hasselhoff.
Number 1, top of the list, still to this day.
Yeah. What if you know, it would be perfect if he was eating Smash Burger, so he could be smashed eating Smash Burger.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think that's how it played out, but we can all still dream that maybe it'll happen again.
So Smash Burger, if you want to sponsor us, we'll do a parody video. The David Hasselhoff video where we're eating Smash Burger in our drunk in our underwear.
It's about time that it brought back, you know? I think people are ready for more.
Do memes come full circle like fashion? It's too soon to tell.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? They haven't been around long enough.
Yeah.
We got to start bringing back old school memes.
Yeah, I think that's our task. So we got to do it.
What's like the oldest meme? The oldest memes I can think of are just the worst ones.
Yeah, like goat seed.
Because those are what stuck.
I was
gonna say lemon. I was gonna say lemon party, but yeah, goat seed. Oh yeah, I've blocked out all memory of 4chan, so I can't really recall the early memes.
Yeah, it's good to block 4chan out of your memory.
Yeah, I believe so. It's for the best. All right. Should we move on to one of my favorite reoccurring segments.
Absolutely.
Hit us with that intro, boy.
Power Underwhelming.
With underwhelming power comes no responsibility.
All right. You want to go first?
Sure. We can go first this time. Ugh. All right. So mine is the ability to experience another's pain.
My immediate thought if I'm seeing this is like a standoff between like the hero and the villain just like smashes himself in the nuts, and then they both just fall to the ground like wincing in pain.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's your choice whether you want to experience their pain or not.
Oh, it's not automatic.
But
Oh.
you have the ability to. That's your superpower. Outside of that, you're just a Joe Schmo. Yeah.
Yeah, then man. Yeah. When would you ever activate that?
That's the question.
Yeah, shit. Oh man. I'm trying to think here. Like there's no wow, that is truly
I don't have
That's probably one of
anything
the-
to help you with
yeah.
either. I didn't think that.
yeah,
much.
there's nothing. That's really one of the best. And it's like a legitimate power. It's not just like somebody can randomly like that's just a normal ability. Like no, that's definitely I'm think I'm putting that up at the top for worst superpower possible. Like what would you even like cuz you have like sympathy and empathy, would that be like painpathy? Painpathy, man.
Yeah, I don't see how it'll help you in any like superhero situation, but
Yeah, because it's like only pain, so it sucks. Like if you could feel other people's pleasure, like that'd be awesome. You're just like, or you'd be a super creep, but you're like just a peeping tom, like watching people have sex, and you.
you time it so that you get to experience the climax for both of them at just the right time. Yeah.
That was like a episode of like Black Mirror where you could like feel the other people's like pain and like or like feelings and stuff, so the guy would like have sex with his wife or girlfriend and feel his orgasm and hers at the same time. Pretty sure it was Black Mirror.
The only thing I could think about for experiencing another's pain that could be beneficial, this is a stretch. It just popped in my head. You're in the final showdown with the ultimate supervillain, and he's just like about ready to destroy the world, and he's like, all this is just because nobody could truly understand the pain that I go through. And the guy's like, you know what? Turns out I can actually co-opt your pain, my man. And I don't know. I feel like it probably wouldn't save the world, but that's the only thing. I mean,
That started to cross my mind. I was like, does it have to be physical pain or can it be emotional pain?
I left it open-ended as pain, so you can play with that.
Yeah, there's a very narrow circumstance where he could fucking use that effectively. Yeah, you got me on that one. That's a good terrible one.
Yeah, pretty bad.
So I didn't know how to phrase mine, but I think I can get the idea across in a couple of sentences. So it's the ability to drink alcohol and not like get the effects of like the impairment of being drunk, but you can still get alcohol poisoning and you'd still be like hungover the next day.
Gotcha.
So you just don't get mental impairment.
Okay. The thing that pops into my mind immediately is Casino Royale. You're like James Bond and you're playing poker and shit, and you're like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be really easy to those kind of like macho standoff things that James Bond has all the time, that if he was drinking somebody under the table, it'd be a benefit to him, maybe.
Yeah, it'd have to be like a drinking contest that also takes like there's some other layer. It's like some other layer to it where you need to like keep a hold of your faculties.
Right. You're trying to extract information or best him in some sort of intellectual game while drinking or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Like if you're playing like shots chess or something.
Yeah, I guess he'd have to have another device though to measure his BAC. Like he's all drinking and shit, and he like guys like, why do you keep checking your watch there, Mr. Bond? And he's like, just don't worry about it, man. He was like, he has to make sure he doesn't die, you know.
He has no gauge otherwise.
That's about. I mean, the outside of like having a hardcore rager, I don't see, and that's not necessarily like beneficial for a superhero. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it has to be. That's the only thing I can think is like it putting yourself in a situation where you can get your nemesis drinking and manipulate that, basically, where you're.
I'm afraid that we're gonna hit a wall with this segment at some point where we get too good at coming up with these powers, where there's just no rebuttal or scenario that works, because even these were great and we had like minimal ability to come up with scenarios that work.
And to tell you, it took me a while to think of one for this, so I'm like, it's taken me a lot longer to think of it, and we have less to say about them, so it's gonna be hard to. We might have to start doing some more Howie Mandel segments here in the future.
Yeah,
gotta get back to that.
I'll have to come up with another good. There we go, John Travolta.
Yes. Okay.
Next week, John Travolta for who, what, where, when, and Howie Mandel.
I'm gonna write that down right now so we don't forget.
Awesome.
Okay, sounds good. So next week it'll be John Travolta. We'll give a little break. Power Underwhelming.
I'm waiting until we inadvertently choose somebody that's been in a movie with Howie Mandel.
I know. We do so little preparation, we won't realize it until like the day before when we actually start doing our bit. Like, oh, fuck. I bet he sees this too. I don't think John Travolta and Howie Mandel have been in a movie together, though, so I think we should be good.
The audience will know next week.
Yeah. And the audience this week is going to know a little more about Faberge Eggs here in just a second. It's another Faberge Egg.
We got enough Yabu
just to
sound
catch
bites.
up anybody that doesn't know of the possible 50 jeweled imperial eggs made by the Faberge company. Only 43 are still known to exist, with the last one being found in 2014 here in America at a flea market, keeping the hope alive that more will be found. And I firmly believe that more will be found, and that's why we do this update every week, or every podcast, I should say, not every week.
Was it found at that flea market that's just like a mini mall?
That would have been glorious, but no, it was not.
Why'd they stop at 50?
Because the government got overthrown.
Oh,
well, they
bullshit.
were making them for like the royal Russian family, and then eventually that shit ended, at the communist revolution. So that's when Faberge was like, yeah, we better skip town and stop doing this. We're done.
They're like, out.
So put a end to this update. That none have been found since we last spoke, and since the last one was found in 2014. But I will continue to keep my eyes open and see if another one is found.
You should start a crowdfunding campaign to get to go on an expedition for the lost 7 Faberge eggs.
God, I would love it. That would be the best thing.
You're just like, I'm gonna look conveniently where I want to go on vacation. So
I have a feeling they're gonna be in the Bahamas, I guess, is where I'm thinking.
The Caribbean. It's on one of those islands. Caribbean, Hawaii, fucking Indonesia. If
people really want to find another one, like I do, they should pull our money together and let me be the expedition force for it.
I mean, you've done enough of these segments where you could be considered an expert on Faberge eggs.
You think?
We got to get you on the History Channel for some bullshit, and it'll be like Faberge, famous podcaster and Faberge egg expert.
Oh, that'd be the best super title of all time.
Yeah. you'd be like the ancient aliens guy who's like a UFO expert, but he has no actual like accreditation or it's like, oh yeah, I just looked at YouTube videos.
I would love to know what news story would drive me into action. Or they'd be like, we need to get a Faberge Egg expert. Stat! Call up Hella Red. We know that they got a guy on the case.
We found some fucking some old journals from the whoever the fucking guy. I should remember his name at this point.
Who?
Damn it. The guy that created him?
The Faberge?
Yeah. John Faberge?
Oh, Johnny Faberge.
John Faberge. No relation to John Favre.
So we can leave that, open to people. You can either donate to me to go find one or to try to steal one from Victor Veckelsberg. Either one I think I would try to do. So.
I like his name.
I think I'm saying it wrong. Victor Veckelsberg should be. I don't know.
Do they call him V-dubs because it's 2 V's?
Just good old Vinny V, I think is how they call him.
Vinny V.
Vinny V. Vic
I'd call him, if he was my friend, I'd call him V-dubs. But if he was my friend, I would steal his eggs.
Then would you still really be his friend?
Nope. I'd be his frenemy, and I'd keep him and he should be keeping me at a distance.
Yeah, according to Girl Talk.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that about wraps it up for this week, unless you got any closing thoughts.
Nope. I've taken a hot enough dump on this segment enough times.
Yeah, it's true. So, yeah, if you guys are interested in reaching out or giving us any feedback or just saying what's up, you can find us at Twitter or on Twitter at It's Hella Rad. Our podcast gets uploaded at SoundCloud/It's Hella Rad. We're on MySpace /Hella Rad. No.
MySpace.
Facebook.
I was going to say, do we really got a MySpace?
Actually, I should get that. I don't know if it's still possible. But in either case, Facebook.com/Hella Rad. And if you do a YouTube search, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Hella Rad. You'll see it's a little logo. It says Hella Rad on it. So you can subscribe to us there too. And thanks again for listening.
See you later, guys. We got enough Yabu sound bites. 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 Got enough Yabu.